Hey everybody, I'm Aaron Norris with the Norris Group. It is May 10th, and when it comes to accessory dwelling units, how you feeling about it? Are y'all in? That and much more as we cover the biggest headlines in real estate. You won't want to miss the radio show and podcast this week. I interview Senator Bob Wachowski. He is one of the leading voices behind accessory dwelling units. He's been working on it for a number of years, and now he has Senate Bill 13, which real estate investors should get pretty excited about because one of the main things it includes is not allowing cities to require an owner occupancy status for one of the units on the property. So right now, a lot of cities are adding on different fees, requiring certain parking. Some haven't even come up with ordinances yet, but you're going to want to tune in to hear what he's doing to try to make it easier for investors and owners to build accessory dwelling units to address affordable housing issues, so don't miss that this week. The interview is partly for an event we have coming up on June 11th with SDCIA. The event there is going to have a panel on accessory dwelling units. If you're in the area, we'd love to have you there, although the content is going to focus a little bit more on owner occupants, looking at the possibility of building an accessory dwelling unit in San Diego. There'll be a lot of people there you'll be very interested in hearing, and leading up to it, we're going to be doing interviews on accessory dwelling units, a little bit more nuts and bolts, a little bit more investor focused, behind the scenes stuff. So for the next 4 weeks, plan on it being a little bit more ADU focused, and check me out on June 11th at SDCIA with an awesome panel of experts talking about ADUs. Home prices in March increased by 3.7% year over year, according to CoreLogic. The Mortgage Bankers Association reported a 2.7% increase in mortgage applications last week. Mortgage rates increased slightly, with 30-year rates now at 4.1% and 15-year rates at 3.57%. Housing affordability remains stable year over year, with lower home prices, decreased mortgage rates, and gains in some income, so that's good news. And seriously underwater properties are up from last year, coming in at 5.2 million, up by more than 17,000 from last year. Redfin just created a way to get rid of buyer's agents. Since the new CEO took the helm, he has not exactly made great friends with the agent community, but Redfin's Buy Direct program has rolled out in Boston. So far, they have sold 5 out of its 127 listings there. Potential buyers fill out a lengthy questionnaire, get details on what to expect about the process, and then Redfin takes that 5 to 6% commission down to about 2%, squeezing out the middleman. Now, Redfin has lots of other businesses. They are in the iBuying business, staging and renovation business, and now lending. So the key word in 2019 and 2020 is going to be vertical integration. A lot of the big tech companies have already been doing it. They are going to try to squeeze out every single commission through an entire process by owning every piece of the real estate transaction. Zillow Offers is expanding into Austin, Los Angeles, Sacramento, San Antonio, San Diego, and Tampa by Q1 of 2020. So real estate investors, realtors, and our community at large, you've got a year to plan. What's interesting about this is they are in markets that are typically a little bit more higher dollar amount, which is going to be interesting to watch. Zillow Offers says that they get requests from every 2 minutes. It's purchased 898 homes in the first quarter of this year, and it's sold 414, so it's doing better than people expected. Zillow's revenue was up 51% from last year, but so were their losses. The home segment alone lost $45 million in the first quarter of this year. Keyword here is vertical integration. Again, Zillow has mortgages, title insurance, and surrounding real estate services, so they don't always have to make it on one of these things like the first buy side. They're going to make it up somewhere else, so this is going to be interesting to watch. One more Zillow story. It is in hot water with potential RESPA violations. It's now party to a class action lawsuit from investors claiming that they purchased inflated shares based on executives saying that they were not in violation of federal law with their co-marketing program. In 2013, Zillow started allowing lenders to co-market with agents. They were able to pay 90% of agents' marketing costs, which adds up because Zillow ain't cheap. Well, it's now down at 50%, but under RESPA rules, that looks a lot like kickback fees. So this was already being investigated by the CFPB, but when Trump's new guy came in, it just has disappeared. But this class action lawsuit will be very interesting to follow. I think Zillow made $900 million. I don't remember if that was a quarter or all of last year, but advertising is a big piece of its business, and it's expensive. So if lenders are not underwriting agents, it'll be interesting to see how much that is also affected for their bottom line. Okay, one more Zillow story. It's Mother's Day, and according to Zillow, more than 1 in 5 millennials are still living with mom. That's adorable. And there's something else that we have to know. Where it's the biggest place that's happening? Riverside, California. Who knew? That's right, 21.9% of millennials are still living at home, up 9 percentage points from 2005. As of 2017, the share of young adults living with mom was 35.4%, up from 18% in 2005. Other cities with the highest percentage of millennials at home include Miami, Florida, Los Angeles, and New York. The cities with the smallest shares, Seattle, Austin, Portland, Kansas City, and Denver. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac may be freed with or without Congress. This was some interesting feedback by FHFA's director, Mark Calabria, basically saying Fannie and Freddie has been under conservatorship since the mortgage meltdown, and it's a major backbone of the real estate industry, but there's been a lot of talk from pulling it out of conservatorship, and for real estate investors, this would be good because it would give them more flexibility to do more investor loans, of course, if underwriting was good. But what Mark said was that he's really not expecting Congress to act, so it's going to take until after 2020, but it just from the regulator's perspective, it might release it. What comes into question here, though, is if the explicit federal guarantee will still be in play, and if people will still view Fannie and Freddie investments as good as treasuries. So that's one of the good things. They're seen as very stable, a very safe investment. We'll have to wait and see, but this could be really big for real estate investors over the next 4 years if this happens. It might free up even more capital in our space. So is it safe to buy a vacation home in the market today? Well, where's a good condo hotel when you need it? Remember that term? It's been a long time, and I have not seen one around since around 2008 when those became popular. But during the recession, vacation communities got hit really hard. Places like Pensacola, Florida, Sedona, the Grand Canyon. Some areas just have never also recovered for a multitude of reasons. And we really have to have a conversation about, is this owner-occupied vacation rental, you're doing it for pure enjoyment, or is it a real estate investment? So you got a few things against you. If you're doing on the rental side, prices are up, making cash flow really hard. Many cities are banning vacation rentals due to housing shortages and affordability. Lending programs just aren't what they were in 2008, so you're just not getting it just because you want it or you can breathe. And keep in mind last week's report that you are now going to be competing with some of the largest hotel brands like the Marriott. So if you want to do it because you love it, you can afford it, and you just really want that home in Hawaii, go for it. If you're a real estate investor thinking about vacation rentals, you better be paying very close attention to the politics and the competition, because it's only going to get harder in the years ahead. Amazon is selling a DIY home you can build in your backyard for less than $7,500 and in about 8 hours. Okay, maybe with a little help from some friends. This 172 square foot home is very basic and is really positioned as more of a cabin than a living unit. So this is not appropriate for an ADU and doesn't meet all the requirements like livability because it doesn't have a restroom or a kitchen or a toilet for that matter. So it sounds cute, but I want you to go to Amazon.com and type in cabin and check out all these homes that come up. It's an absolute trip. And no, a lot of it is not ready for Prime, so you're not going to get a 2-day shipping, but it's interesting to see some of what Amazon is doing. Well, leading up to the June 11th event at SDCIA, I'd love to know how you're feeling about accessory dwelling unit. Are you excited about it? Are you on the fence? Are you just too nervous that politics are getting involved? Leave me some feedback, and if you've got cities or municipalities doing really crazy things, let me know, because we have a chance to get in front of the State Department that heads this. The Housing and Community Development Group is going to be at the event. We also have a contact over at the Senator Wachowski's office that I am sending him feedback from our community on some of the crazy things that cities are trying to do to plug their budget gaps or just make it really difficult to build ADUs. So give me your feedback, leave me your crazy stories. I want to hear everything. If you're on YouTube, please leave a comment below, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a beat. If you're on Facebook, please don't forget to not only like the Norris Group page, but don't forget to add us to your See First list and with notifications on. Leave your comments below the video, and if we miss something, share the story on our comment sections on either YouTube or Facebook, and we'll make sure to include it on our blog at thenorrisgroup.com/blog. We'd love to see you out and about. May 14th, Bruce is going to be doing 10 decisions to make before the next downturn at LA REIA. May 21st, real estate market update in Temecula with SRCAR. That's their Yo Pro event. June 11th will be the ADU panel that I'll be moderating at SDCIA. And finally, June 18th, NSDREI's 15th anniversary dinner party. Bruce and I will be on panel talking about everything from ADUs and 3D printed homes to the market. So you won't want to miss that. And all of that can be found on our website under the events calendar. For more information on hard money lending, including fix and flip, buy and hold, and new construction hard money loans, check out thenorrisgroup.com. We are lending in California, and Florida. If you need some advice on how to get funding for accessory dwelling units, give me a call. I would love to chat. We are going to be launching a second program specifically aimed at real estate investors with rentals that would like to build one. Give me a call and I'll chat with you. For more information on passive investing with trust deeds and notes and mortgages, check out the norrisgroup.com and hit that invest tab. With that, have a fantastic weekend and a Mother's Day, and we'll see you next week.